Welcome back again. Not enough. Not the last one. The witches. The 3 lost children in the woods. And now we're here. Norman Bates. The psycho. Or was he? He loved his mother too much. I think he wanted sexual relations, but he didn't get them. So what did he do? He looked at girls' boobies and dressed in drag. Scary time. I would have treated him. But then, if you dress in a woman's clothes and underwear, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you want to have sex with your mother, that's a problem. Enjoy it.
Hey guys, welcome back to WeWatchAMovie. I'm Mike, he's Jay. I said, God damn! It's Halloween Horror Month.
God damn, dude.
And we got our first long, she's gonna learn today, long series that we're gonna do. It's Psycho.
Yeah. As you get when your fucking ex-bitch cheats on you. No, so Psycho. The classic movie from 1960, Alfred Hitchcockian awesomeness. You know what? I think everybody knows this, but I'll give a basic plot of this. Basically, Psycho is around Norman Bates, which lives a solitude life in a hotel that he runs that gets no business. It's off from the highway. This girl's on the run after she thieves some things and pulls in for the night, and shit gets crazy. You know, there's boy meets girl, boy gets boner, boy wants to kill girl dressed in his mom's stockings. Yeah. That's the normal way of life.
It's all relationships.
You know, this movie is so, like, it's fucking amazing. Like, I hadn't seen it in a while, but watching it again recently, fucking docious. It's so good. It's so immersive. The actors are all on point. Norman Bates, as far as Anthony Perkins playing that role, is phenomenal in that role. I can't believe he didn't get any awards or something for that. Alfred Hitchcock lives up to the reputation that he had as far as like the suspense thriller master that he was. He Hitchcockian my fucking brain and butt.
I knew butt was coming.
It was, you have to throw butt in there sometimes when you have cock. But
what?
I don't know. Well, Hitchcock. But the atmosphere was so good. And the music was amazing, and just the suspense, like I said, it just really gets you in the whole thing. Like, even from 1960 and all being in black and white, I was so, like, into it. Like, there was no way that you could break concentration while you're watching. You're just like, fuck, you know, the house is on fire. Shut up.
It does, man. It immerses the shit out of you. It's like 17 kind of different genres in one, too. Yeah. You don't even pay attention to it. The horror seeps in. It's slow. It drips down the crack of your butt so slowly.
I know. John Carpenter paid so much homage to this film. Sam Loomis was the boyfriend. He named Dr. Loomis, you know, Halloween, Michael Myers psychiatrist. Nice. And then Janet Leigh was Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, Marion, which is fucking hot. Norman Bates, as far as how Anthony Perkins is playing him, is so disarming and charming in his own geeky way. And then when he's able to turn it up a notch and play that psychotic role, especially at the end, he does, like, I mean, top notch. Like, it's like an Academy Award.
Maybe my favorite scene in the entire movie is when he brings her into his little lobby shop in the back there, the parlor.
I love that, yeah.
And they just have a conversation with the cheese sandwiches. You know, you gotta have the cheese sandwiches.
Toasted cheese sandwiches.
Toasted cheese sandwiches, like Mother used to make. They have the fucking sandwiches, and that whole just dialogue between them. It's like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro at the cafe table in Heat. It's just immersive as shit. It's like a Tarantino movie.
But you know, it's so funny though, because Norman Bates is like putting the pussy on a pedestal. Like, he wants it so bad, but he doesn't know how to do it. And he's just like, and she's like, she's like, you're into this, you know, bird stuff. He's like, you must know a lot about birds. He's like, no, not really. And he's like, I like to stuff things. Like, it was just like so awkward. It was like the first date or something, you know. But
it's like Ben Affleck in The Accountant. He's like, I want to socialize with people, but I don't know how.
And then she's like, well, have you ever thought about putting your mother in a home? He's like one of those crazy houses? Are you fucking stupid? I know,
pissed.
But the way he goes from 0 to 60 is done so well. And then he comes back and he's like, but I don't think it's a good idea.
It's fantastic, man. That's like that. I think that was the best acting moment of the whole movie for me, was that conversation between those two. And what makes the movie so special is the first act. A lot of people think it's boring or whatever because they, you know, you think Psycho and you know the shower scene and people want to get right to it. But when you're more seasoned as a movie watcher and you're not just expecting, you know, to be have your panties scared off and you can appreciate the immersiveness.
We're blood belt shidoshis.
I'm just saying, when you're older and you can appreciate it and you're not sitting down expecting, you know, fucking paranormal activity. Like I think some kids would if they watched this today. Because, oh, it's a classic, it's going to scare me, it's going to be The Exorcist. It's not that kind of movie. It's a slow burn, gets deep inside your soul.
And it's not even really a slasher film per se. It is, but it's not.
They get to that.
They do have a slasher moments later on, but I mean, I'm saying that this one is designed to be a suspense thriller, so you're always guessing what's going on. So if you were in 1960 going to see this film, you'd have no idea what's actually happening. You would think he's living with a deranged mother, and then later on when you find out what's really going on, you're like, fucking boom!
It's a twist on top of a twist. It was the original Shyamalan, but 10 times better. But no, I mean, but what happens is you've got the scene with her, and all this stuff's going on with her. She steals the money from that creepy old man, and like you sympathize with her. You understand what she's going through. And something with Hitchcock's movies that he always had in there. I don't know where it came from or what his deal was, but he always had guilt as an overlaying theme for all of his movies, and this one is no fucking different. As far as Norman not wanting to leave his mother, as far as her stealing the money, she's wrestling with herself what to do. And what was really actually creepy was the fucking cop, man. The cop chasing behind her and talking to her, just the conversation between them. Nothing could be happening on screen in this movie, and I'm still just feel uneasy and weird. Like, I don't know, is he gonna put his finger in her butt?
That's what I was thinking.
What's he gonna do?
And by the way, he looked a lot like James Woods. I thought
he did. That's exactly what I thought.
I thought he was James Woods. Like, whoa,
it's missed an opportunity with the remake.
But it was weird that he just pulls her over for no reason. Like, where are you coming? Why do you fall asleep in your car? What are you doing? And you know what's surprising and shocking? She wasn't black, but he was harassing her. Like, no,
I know what you said.
But yeah, but it was.
She talks to him like shit too. Yeah. If I talk to a cop like that, he'd be like, "You're fucked. You're in jail."
I don't know, because she wasn't.
Lost scholarship. You gotta go.
She really didn't say anything though. She just said, "I don't really think that's necessary." She was being polite to him, and he was just like, "Where's your fucking license, you stupid fucking twat?" And it was just like, "I don't need to give you my license. I just want to." I mean, maybe it was a different time then, but he, for some reason, gets a tickle in his butt that something's wrong with this bitch, and he's gonna follow her around while she traces the car in and does all this stuff.
And that creepy, just like. Yeah. With just the way it was filmed.
It was very realistic.
Creepy.
Very realistic. Very
I drive like that all the time.
No doubt. You're driving a fucking forklift.
Oh, he wants to go off road.
But
what is it? Hi ho, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang.
The Arbogast scene when the detective gets killed is a fucking badass, scary shot actually. Like where he's falling down the steps and they do this weird angle with the camera. And it's like it's just freaky looking. I don't know. Like there's that, and there's multiple other iconic kills that he does. And then the dragging of the swamp was cool. Like, I don't know.
At least the cheese, dude, the B-movie aspect of it actually adds to the scariness. The shower scene when he's stabbing her, and he's just kind of like, he's missing, he's barely even like using any force or whatever. It looks fake as shit, and when he's falling down the steps, he's just like, oh! But there's something about the way that it's not perfect that makes you feel uneasy inside.
I think the reason why I think it works, though, is because with the camera shots, the way that it doesn't obviously look like it's, killing them or whatever. Yeah. But it's just the music and the way that the camera works with the knife. Like, I think that's the best part of it.
We talked about this with Blair Witch with the marketing. This movie, again, was a marketing fiasco. It was crazy the stuff that they did with this. Hitchcock, what he would do is he would have a sign at the theater when people would go in. He really cared about the immersion of the film. Like, he'd fucking hate going to the movies today. But he really cared about the immersion of the film. He had a sign out front saying, "You cannot enter after the starting time. The people at this theater have been instructed to protect that with their lives. You can't sneak in through the ducts. You can't sneak in through the vents." He's like, with extreme force will be met if you try to leave and enter the theater after the movie has started. And also, to remind people to make sure they're on time, he played a loop going on inside of the theater that would say 10 minutes to psycho time, 5 minutes to psycho time. And just that, they put so much fucking effort into it, and it's so special.
That sounds like when I drink shots. Like a countdown comes to my head, like immediately. But yeah, I mean, no doubt Alfred Hitchcock was a master of storytelling. He really was, and he took a script like this and he made it something memorable and iconic forever, and spawned a generation of serial killer slasher films afterwards. Like John Carpenter obviously knows that, he pays homages. I think Wes Craven did it, all of them did it. At the end of the day, this movie's a fucking 10. I'm just gonna say it's a 10. And the shower scene, obviously, I read about this. They said that they put that in black and white because Alfred Hitchcock thought the audience might be so scarred. It was just a different time. Yeah. Like nowadays, you can see a fucking guy get his head lopped off on CNN. You'd be like, anyway, you guys want some popcorn? But it wouldn't be any big deal. But back then, they were like, well, it might be too much for the audience. So black and white, they used Hershey syrup.
The shower scene that you talk about, everybody knows the scene. But even when you watch it, it's still fucking disturbing. The way that they shot it is so cool. Yeah. The scariest thing about any of the Psycho movies to me is when they show Norman as his mom with the knife, but its face is blacked out. So you literally just see the hairline and the dress, and then that knife coming at you, and it's just like, oh,
it wasn't just that. And when you find out later on, it wasn't just like how well he did that, but also when you find out later on that, Norman Bates is doing the voice of his mother, but Alfred Hitchcock was so smart in how he did it. You never see, you know, Norman Bates' mouth moving, and he always is holding his mom. They position the camera in a way so you might think the mom is still alive. Like when he's carrying her down to the fruit cellar, and she's like, Norman, why are you taking me down to the fruit cellar? I don't even like it. Thanks. And he's like, Mother, you'll be fine.
It's a 10 for me too. It's fucking perfect. And I will say this: buy it on Blu-ray. If you guys have never seen this on Blu-ray, it's a black and white transfer or whatever, but. Watching this on Blu-ray, they did a great job transferring it. It looks so good and it adds so much to it. My favorite thing about Psycho, bar none at the end of the day, is the imperfections in it. It's shot so perfectly. It's shot and filmed with such like obsession to make it look a certain way and feel a certain way. But at the same time, you've got these weird little out there moments, like when he's in the house and his English is broken up or whatever. Not his English, but his speak is broken up. And he's like, Mother, the blood, Mother, the blood. That makes it so creepy that you have this obsession with everything looking perfect, looking a certain way. The shot of her eyeball and
the shot of the house on the hill.
Oh, the house, dude. The atmosphere of the house, and that's what I was gonna say. The shots of her, everything's like in suspense, and then there's the music over top of it. Music's some of the best of all time. It's the music.
That's how I do it.
The music. And everything's high taut suspense and all this stuff. And what makes that fucking house and that hotel so creepy is when you get there, it's silence.
Yeah.
It's fucking eeriness. There's the clouds going over. There's that fucking house. I goddamn love it. It's a must on Halloween month to watch this, I think. Reminds me of the ending when he comes out and he explains that Norman was his mother. It's such a creepy, awesome ending to a movie. It reminds me of the ending to Seven, the end to Primal Fear. Even though I knew what was going on watching it, I still got that feeling of, oh shit, it's fucking mind-blowing and it's amazing.
But he's such a snarky bitch, though, that's like, he's like, and therefore, that's why Norman is no longer Norman.
You're goddamn right, I ordered the ghost.
And she's like, but who killed? He's like, his mother. And he's like, wait, he's like, did Norman kill him or kill people or not? He's like, yes and no. I was like, I want that lawyer.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Becker and Becker. I want him.
That's fucking badass. So it's a 10 for both of us. The question is I think personally that Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates is maybe the best horror acting role of all time.
And Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter.
That's a good one too. Comment below, what is your favorite acting role, #1 of all time in horror? Comment below, let us know, and we can't go without saying it's probably maybe top, if not top, one of the best absolute horror scores of all time.
No doubt. It's fucking
for sure.
iconic.
With other fucking faces, we'll be back with Psycho 2, 3, and 4.
Wham!
If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn wham up in you.